All right, guys, we're going to talk about parallel and perpendicular lines and why they are so important and do. So the definition is lines that never intersect. So parallel lines never touch. I always remember the two L's right there. All right, algebraically, we know when they're parallel when they have the same slope. Okay, so here, like in this equation, we have y equals 2x plus 1 and y equals 2x minus 7. My m here equals 2 and my m here equals 2. So they're the same, so we know they're parallel. Perpendicular, the definition of that, are lines that intersect but at a special angle, and that is intersect at 90 degrees. Okay? So we know that when they have negative reciprocals. Slopes. Perpendicular, I find, is the hardest one to remember. They have to be opposite, so you can think negative and think opposite. So here, if we had y equals like 1/3 x plus 4, perpendicular, reciprocal of 1/3 would be 3, but it has to be opposite, plus 4. So remember fractions. So reciprocal and negative reciprocal is a fraction flipped. And the sign is the opposite. So if we practice, and you can pause and practice and then come back and check, or you can just kind of watch as I go. 3/4, we're going to flip it, do the opposite. 2, flip it, do the opposite. Flip it, opposite of negative, positive. 1, no, that's the guy's just going to turn into -1. And 0, remember 0 slope would be this way, so perpendicular would have to go up and down, and that would be an undefined slope. Defined. I'm going to just abbreviate that. Okay, so here we're going to be given ordered pairs, and we have to go and find the slope. So first you got to find the slope. So now step 1, find slope. So remember, use our slope form. 3, -2, minus 6, 2, and we get 3 minus 6 would be -3. That'd be -4, which equals 3/4. So that's line AB. Line, and now we have line CD, and we're going to do 0 over -1 minus 3 over 3. We have -3 over -4. So since they have the same slope, we are going to say, I kind of ran out of space, they are parallel. If you want to abbreviate parallel, you just write parallel lines like this. 2 parallel lines. So it kind of looks like LL. You kind of remember parallel, the 2 L's in there. All right, let's try another one. So we got AB. So I'm going to do 2 over 0. That's where slope form comes in so handy that we need to have it mastered. -2, -5, so that equals 2/5. CD, 8 over 1. If I'm going too fast, remember you can hit pause. And we have -2. So we're opposites and we're reciprocal, so perpendicular. And if you want to do the abbreviation for perpendicular, it's a straight 0 slope and undefined slope. So you can do those symbols. All right, for 3, we're going to do 8. This is AB, -1 minus 6 and 2, and we're going to get 4 over -3. I don't know what to do. -1 minus 2. And then, that equals 2, not 4. That's why. And then CD, we have 2 over negative 1 minus 3 over 3. So I'm going to get negative 1 over 4, which would really be 1/4. We're not, and we have 2 over negative 3 and positive 1/4. So those are neither. Unfortunately, there's not a cool symbol for neither. All right, next one. 2, 3, so AB 3 over 2 minus 4 over negative 1. I'm going to get negative 1 over 3. And for CD, go back and draw my lines. CD, we're going to get 3 over negative 5 minus 6 over negative 4. Negative 3, that'd be negative 1, so that equals 3. So opposites, and they're reciprocals, so those are perpendicular. And I'm lazy, so I'm going to write the perpendicular side. All right, you guys can go through these. I'm just going to tell you what they should be. This should be perpendicular, this should be a parallel, this should be parallel, and this is perpendicular. If you need worked out examples, the sub has the worked out examples, and you can look at those if you didn't get the right answers. All right, given the equation now, the biggest thing is to ID the slopes. Okay, so here my m would be 7. Here my m is 7. They're the same, so we know we're going to be parallel. Here my m is 4/5, and my m on the second one is negative 5/4. So they're opposites, and they're reciprocal, so we're perpendicular. Here my m equals negative 1/3, and here my m equals positive 1/3. So even though I'm opposites, I'm not reciprocals, so this is a big neither. Here, all right, now we've got to get into slope-intercept form. So remember, I'm going to do 6y equals negative x plus 30, so I know y equals negative 1/6x plus 5. And for this guy, I would divide by 3, and I'd get y equals 6x minus 2. And now we have our slope of 1/6 and my slope of 6, and they're opposites in the reciprocals, so we know they are perpendicular. All right, over here we got to get this bad boy in, and that would be y equals 5x minus 4. And here, oh, that's already in there, so m equals 5, m equals negative 1/5. So we are perpendicular because we're opposite reciprocals. This guy, I would subtract 3x, get negative y equals negative 3x plus 2, so y equals 3x minus 2. So my m would be 3. Here we're going to have negative 4y equals negative 12x plus 4. So y, divide everybody by negative 4. So I get 3x minus 1, and my m is 3. So they're the same, so they're parallel. Yay! All right, last one, or no, one more. All right, 1 and negative 1. Remember, we can't really have, I mean, if we wanted to write it as a fraction, we could write it as a fraction. But that's pretty boring. So they're opposites in the reciprocals, so perpendicular. And last one, my m equals 0. Remember, x equals, this would make an undefined slope. So they're opposite reciprocals, so perpendicular. All right, the next part, what you're going to do is you're going to grab this sheet from the sub. Oh, I have the answers there. The sub will have the answers so you can check. If you want, you can feel free to color. If you don't have to, you don't have to. And then your homework is this guy. Okay? I will see you tomorrow.